Okay, so today running a little different setup. Single fly, so I got a little May I See You size 18. I think that's a 2.4 millimeter bead on it, olive body, and yeah, so just running a single fly off my sighter. This is actually my Indy sighter setup. So today I'm running my 9'2" 4-weight ultralight, Hardy ultralight LL. It's been a great dry dropper rod, but also converting to a single nymph when I need to. So I have a standard, basically I have a 7.5 foot leader with some cider integrated into the end section. Again, overall length is 7.5 feet, so I think I had to trim down either on the butt section or the tip end. 2x cider, tippet ring, and then I have about 3 feet of 5x that I'll transition and be able to throw these small nymphs. Again, I can tight line, but these are tight, really tight turbulent pockets, so I don't need a really long leader to do this. I can get in close, approach close, not give away my position, but when I want to throw a dry fly, I have that turnover capability. So, you know, I could be running small caddis, small hopper, small blueing olive, or anything like that. So anyway, some great water. I already turned one, and as you can see, some nice pocket water up and through this area, so pretty excited. All right, come along, let's see what we can find. Again, just running the single nymph, covering this, that was one, covering the shallow water. There's fish all over in this water up in here. You know, don't need to hit the real obvious pockets because they're spread out just like that. Real shallow water, kind of somewhat nondescript. And a little May I See You, which essentially is a beta submerger, coming out from Umpqua next year. Pretty excited for that to make its debut. So working close to me, working water that I know holds fish, and I'm used to fishing this river, the shallow water. Water doesn't look like much to most people, but as long as it's deep enough to cover their back, they will hold there. And I'm close. I mean, I'm only a rod's length away as far as my cast or amount of line out of the rod. But it's because of this turbulent water, real choppy stuff, I can get in close. Because ultimately, I do want to fish that far side over there. I could go a heavier bead. Unfortunately, I don't have an I See You midge or a May I See You in a 16. I'm out. So the 18, but you know, these midges this time of year, they're pretty small, or midges, mayflies, but bluing olives are pretty small right now. Watch my cider. It jumps, hit it. Not filling anything, not going to rely on the fill. And rarely do I rely on fill 100, you know. It's not anything you haven't heard me say before. There he is. Nice brown. Nice brown. Get him in the net just so we can look at him. Out of that shaded area over there. Pretty, really nice color to awesome. Again, really tight pockets, skinny water, cover it all. Now it is key to map out your approach in a lot of this water. I'm working up this side of the river, but I'm also looking at the far side as I move up in order to gauge when I can start working my way across. And look at that, right out of that skinny water, decent little bow, or rainbow, or a decent little brownie. Not a lot of big fish in this river, but a lot of fish. Okay, now I can work my way across. I'm at the tail end, So my casts and drifts, I can work perpendicular and get a much better angle. I wish I could be more upstream, but having to deal with this white water, you know, perpendicular is good. I can work with this. But actually, I mean, I might work this closer eddy here. That's why I work the far side, because I do have a little bit better angle on it. Anybody home? Nope. Try that far side. I got an upstream breeze, which is not helping my drift. Getting a little tighter. Tight in that little cove back there, and get stuck in the tree behind you. All right, so I lost everything in the tree, my nymph, my tippet, so I just opted to throw in a little beetle. I do like fishing beetles this time of year, terrestrial time of year. Nothing's hatching as of now that I notice. Typically you see blooming olives, but they're pretty small. Hard to see in this real turbulent water. So I throw a little beetle. It's got a poly wing so I can see it. It's about a size 16. Who knows? Somebody might eat it. Especially in the shallow riffle-y stuff, I might have an opportunity. In that. Oh, he's looking at it. That current took it away from him though. Gotta get it in there again. Need a little better angle to. I don't think he'll come back up. A lot of people overlook this shallow water, thinking there's no fish. You still want to find your little breaks in the current. That's where they'll hold, but little pockets. That sort of thing. So just working this little dry through. There's one. Oh, did I break it off? I broke it off. He ate. It wasn't that big of a fish. Took my beetle. Dang it. Saw him turn and chase it. I don't know what I got left. Yeah, let's try one of the astronomic ants I got. I don't know, maybe 5X was a mistake. I should have gone 4.5. But fishing that tiny little 18 bead head, sink rate is going to be a little better on 5 than 4.5, especially when dealing with a single. Really work that floating into the material. Okay. A little bigger dry that I can see a little better personally, but let's see if they like it as well. He did. That little guy did. Or this deeper water might not be the best for the dry. And remember, fish got to work to come up. Maybe at the head, at the very top where it's shallow. But here I can transition and switch to a nymph. I might do that. Let's switch out to a nymph here. So again, just have the dry. Had a need on it with the, after I switched to this astronomic ant. Yeah, I got that purple flash fave handy here. Just give it a shot. I can put the tippet through the eyelet. Okay, Davy knot. Quick, easy, fast, short. Holding the sider out of the water so I can watch it, read it. Ah, that was a hit. It's too slow. The only drawback to having this shorter rod and a little bit stouter leader is that I do get a lot of kickback, kind of recoil, so I have to really soften up my cast. So that fish came out of water that I'd already fished with the dry, that didn't show itself. I don't know if that was bottom or fish. Read the cider on the surface of the water. If the wind picks up too much, that's where greasing the cider helps. So you watch the end of the cider, and if it darts forward, you're gonna have to grease that a little bit more again. Just hold it in. That cider greased up. Okay. Now I can read that cider on the surface a little better until I'm able to get tight, or until the wind dies down, so I don't have to worry about the wind pushing on my cider too much. And these fish are aggressive. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this stuff. They're there, they're eating. If not, you know, I'm not in comp right now where I have to dredge out every single one. This water I'd already fished through with the dry. Never know. It's the luxury of having a single fly, as you can switch.